Breaking news that we are following right now, multiple people shot. We're being told at this point at least 4 victims, possibly more. I'm sorry, can you say that one more time about Zach? Noza. All right, we'll get to Zach Rael here in just a little bit. This was just a couple miles, 1 or 2 miles north of Will Rogers World Airport here just not long ago. This is a section with a number of restaurants, with a number of bars. Again, this is on Meridian, Southwest 25th here, just south of the river. We have Zach right now? Julia, do we have Zach? All right. All right, so I'm being told right now that IMSA requested multiple units, that there was a number of victims. And from what we're hearing right now, it sounds like this scene might have been spread with a lot of people running off, perhaps injured people running in different directions. And so now we have shooting victims from just our early reports in multiple different locations. And so that's some of the information that we're getting here right now. Our Zach Rael just got to the scene. So, Zach, I don't know how much more new information you have right now, but at least paint the picture for us behind us. Obviously, a huge law enforcement response there.
Yeah, Evan, unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of more information than what we've been reporting. Multiple people apparently shot here. Right now, we're staged on Meridian near Southwest 25th, and this is a huge law enforcement presence, a first responder presence. Take a look behind me. You can just see multiple Oklahoma City police officers stretching all the way down Meridian. If we can go just all the way down there, there's a 7-Eleven down there. I'm told they are at least stretched as that far, maybe a half mile or so. There's, again, multiple law enforcement officials right now. I can see multiple people lined up, officers talking to witnesses right now, trying to determine exactly what happened. We've seen a couple of ambulances leave the scene so far. I've seen at least one person taken into the back of a police car in handcuffs. We don't have any information on possible suspects, or how many more victims. We were initially told by police that at least 4 victims have been shot. That number could go up. Again, this is just happening right now. We're waiting to get more information from Oklahoma City Police. No indication on what caused this apparent shooting, why it would have been sparked, if it was random, if it was an argument. All of that is being determined right now. Again, they're trying to talk to witnesses and figure out exactly what took place here. And obviously, this is a very active area on a Thursday night. There are multiple bars and restaurants in this area. This is taking place, it appears to be at the Brewski's bar, and right now there's also a tattoo shop right next door to it. Excuse me. So again, a lot of people in this area right now, witnesses and just bystanders, obviously curious about what is taking place here. They have that entire area roped off with police tape right now, so they're not letting really anyone that was on that side out right now until they are cleared by police and they get at least a statement from them. But again, probably at least 4 or 5 dozen police cars here right now. We've seen a couple of ambulances in the area. At least 3 or 4 of those have already left. There was a fire truck out here earlier. Again, you can see that officer speeding off right there. Not entirely sure where they're going or what's happening there. So again, we're working to get some more information from Oklahoma City Police. As soon as we get an update, we will bring it to you live. But that's the scene right now from Meridian near Southwest 25th. Evan?
Zach, a couple things. Can you tell if, obviously, we see the crime tape there in front of Brewski's, the bar right across the street from you. Can you tell, is that where it seems that the investigation and the crime scene is focused, or is it crime? Is the crime tape, because I can't see it, all the way up and down the street? And also, while you're looking around there, I see obviously a ton of police cruisers, SUVs. I'm not seeing, with my eyes at least, any ambulances. Are you seeing any IMSA units there?
Yeah, okay, so let's answer the first one. The main focus of this area does appear to be at the Brewski's bar. That's right across the street. But again, there are police cars stretching down for maybe at least a quarter mile or so. And it does appear that they do have police tape stretching down all that way down Meridian, at least as far as we can see. We haven't had a chance to go all the way down there yet just to see exactly what's happening down in that area. But again, the main focus where law enforcement seems to be congregating right now is in front of the Brewski's here. That's right at the corner of Southwest 25th and Meridian. Right now, there is one ambulance, one IMSA unit still here on scene. It's open right now. I don't know if anybody is actually in that IMSA unit. As we were on our way here, though, we saw at least 2 IMSA units with their lights on driving towards presuming OU Med, that's the Oklahoma City's really only level 1 trauma center. They were driving in that direction. We've seen at least one other ambulance leave the area since we've been here. Again, though, so that's at least 1, 2, 3, 4 ambulances that we've seen. We know they did request multiple ambulances to this area. And again, working to confirm exactly just how many victims in this incident.
Zach, that is good information for us. Thanks so much. We appreciate that. Brewski's, by the way, that bar and grill right there across the street. It's a place that's known for live music. You look at the reviews, great staff, good music, low-priced food and drink and that sort of place. And so obviously we don't know if the shooting started there, if some part of it involves that place in any manner. But that seems to be right now obviously what is taped off and where many of the law enforcement response is focused right now. We are going to be continuing to follow this. Again, if you're just joining us right now and you're saying, what's going on now? We just had all this weather all today. At least we're being told 4 shooting victims in southwest Oklahoma City, a mile or two north of Will Rogers World Airport on Meridian, out in front of a popular bar and grill, Brewski's there on Meridian. We're going to be following this as we try to figure out how many people were shot, what the severity of those injuries are, what started all of this, of course, and where we're going to go from here. Thanks so much for joining us. If we get more information tonight, we'll jump back on quickly. If not, you can always follow us. We hit the air early in the morning, 4:30 a.m. for our morning coverage.